Let's not do that. I want to do this in the materials as well. In the materials. Okay. Okay. It's material catalog. If value.loaded. I really want some golden monkey tea. Oh, I deleted that. Okay, I want to know. I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things. I put Dobule. Dobule is a character from Harry Potter. Okay, let's run this. And we're going to see how much more manifest we make. Do we bake shadows in our light maps or only radiosity and use cascade shadow maps feathers? Right now, I mean, I don't know what you mean by bake shadows in your light maps. Like, light maps are kind of shadows, right? They're just for ambient light. They're not for direct light. So the sharp shadows you see in the game are not in the light maps. I don't know what all this not able to find. Where did those all frickin' come from? Anyway, what was it called? All dot manifest. That's what I was looking for. Oh, I was looking in the wrong folder though. All dot manifest. The new one is 6550. The old one is 57. It's like 800 more things. It's really hardly any shaders though. Really hardly any shaders in either of them. So we got to figure out what's going on there. Okay. I'm going to take this new manifest, put it in here. And we're going to run the packager again. Are we packaging chaos? Why, yes. We are packaging chaos. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm eating red vines because those are healthy food. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So one thing I was gonna do tonight, but I might save it for tomorrow, is start redoing the animation file format. Because there are lots of those. It's like 2 gigs of files. That said, I've heard from the grapevine that maybe we don't use all those files. But nevertheless, it's time to fix it. However, clearly the much bigger packaging problem is this 33,000 frickin' light maps. Which I think I'm going to handle the same way and put them in like one file per level. So it'll be down to like 700. However, I want to know how much data that is total. I just right clicked and said properties. Hello, Windows. Windows doesn't even work anymore. Like fundamental shit just crashes and fails to open. Like this is where they're at today now. How do I tell what is the size if I can't right click properties on these? Nothing really seems to work anymore. That is true. However, when I started saying this in 2019, people said, oh, okay, never mind. It only takes like 45 seconds for that to pop up and start counting. So now we're probably going to have 3 or 4 of them pop up. Yep. That's great, Windows. Thank you so much. It's a gig. That's a lot. Um, it's not terrible because that's probably going to be zoned and stuff. It scares me though because we're going to want 15 times as much data for the final game. Or some, it's a lot. Let's say this game is complete, but no files have been compressed. How much space would it take up? We don't know yet. I would say 5 to 10 times what it currently takes, and it currently takes 12 gigabytes. So 60 to 120 gigabytes. If all the files kind of stayed the same as they do right now, but the files themselves, I think, are going to get smaller in some ways. So, yeah. Yeah. Do I use Linux utilities in Windows? No, I don't. No. I just don't like the Unix utilities. I just hate all the command line shit. I mean, a little bit of it's fine, but a lot of it's just terrible. So, yeah. But then, of course, Windows is getting more and more terrible as well. So what are you going to do? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more tea on the Barbie. And then I think we're going to look at this light map data, right? So if I go to Sokoban, run tree, data, levels, heroes 1-1, which is one of these levels. And I go star dot light map, just in this level. It's 520. And I go properties, and it's 10 megabytes, which again is more than I would like, but this will probably compress down. Let me actually see. I'm going to make a junk folder. We're going to say, we're just going to put a test in here. Going to paste all these dudes. And we're going to say just like, not trying too much, but just like 7-zip. How big is this? 5 megs. And that's 10. So we can at least crunch it down by half without working too hard. That's starting to sound encouraging. Like using actual image compression on it probably works better. You've been using Windows 11 and you feel depressed. Why? Is Windows 11 super bad? You think the design principle that Windows is violating is that it should have shown me a waiting icon? No, the design principle that it violated is that it didn't fucking do what I said instantly. Right? Like, it's 30,000 files. It's not that much. But it's especially like, what was it doing for the entire time before popping up the window? Because after it popped up the window, it said it was looking at 30,000 files, right? Now, to be clear, when we ran the witness on computers like 6 or 7 years ago that were older and slower, we would do the equivalent operation where we stat the directory entries for 120,000 files every time we started up, and it was, less than 100 milliseconds to do the entire thing that window was supposedly doing. Like a waiting icon is not necessary for things like this. Windows 11 is slower. Taskbar is not customizable. Organization of files has been bonked. Yeah, I mean, they've just lost control, basically. They long ago stopped knowing what they were doing, and now it's just getting worse and worse. Because the problem is, right, the original people who knew how all this stuff worked are like longer and longer gone. And every successive generation of people transfers less and less knowledge about how everything is supposed to be. And at the same time, the code base is getting bigger and more complicated, and the number of things you have to deal with just to ship Windows gets bigger and more complicated because they keep adding crap that's broken, right? So the job keeps getting harder, and the people keep getting weaker, is I think the only observation that can be made. So of course, Windows is getting worse. course Windows is getting worse. They should pay more money to system. No, it's not really a money thing. The problem is programmers in so-called Silicon Valley get paid incredible amounts of money for doing almost nothing. So money is really not correlated very much to skill. It is a little bit, because skilled people can get very high ranking positions that like total dumbasses can't get. But even that's kind of a loose correlation. I haven't gotten out my Steam Deck in a while. If only I played. Okay, I'm going to put my water on. I've officially scheduled the movers. The movers are showing up on January 26th to get me the hell out of this hellhole. That's going to be great. We've got to figure out what Chunky's deal is. I agree with that. If that GitHub thread from the terminal team is any indication how Microsoft does things, no surprises there. Yeah, I mean, Casey guilted them into having to work harder to make the thing faster. And after half a year or more of work, they've published a patch where they speed it up by a factor of 2. Which on the one hand, sure, that's faster. On the other hand, Casey's was orders of magnitude faster, and all they can get is 2. I'm renting a place. The question is, do I bring my guns out of California in case I ever want to bring them back in, or do I leave them in storage in California? That's the big question. Leave the guns that way, you'll need to buy more. Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, if I bring my AR out of California, I get to make it actually good. Which is excellent. But then when I bring it back in, I have to make it ungood, which is not excellent. How likely am I to move back? I don't know. It's unclear. The water's ready. Okay, so what I'm kind of doing right now is I'm just running to try to figure out if I'm missing stuff in the packages. And I'm getting kind of tired of this, honestly. So I might do the, I don't know. I'm a little tired tonight. Maybe because I had a routine blood test and they stole some of my blood for the blood test. An ungood California one and a good Florida one. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we started up. Okay. So the fog stuff, I don't understand where this is coming from. But we're missing all this beam stuff. Okay. See, I don't know why. Prefetch this. It'll also put it into the manifest. Why am I doing this in material catalog? That doesn't make sense. This might be an old mistake that I made a long time ago. So if I look up beam open, what even is that? Dude, Windows sucks. Like, this program can tell me about it. And this program clearly sucks. Like, why can't Windows do these things? Okay, these are actually different materials. So this is in the texture catalog. Okay, so now we also have beam edges. Oh, wait, why is this? Why did I paste this down here? Oh, I think beam, right? Is this beam edges? Like, look how much faster this is than what's built into Windows. The Windows one must be made by Leonard Hecker of the Windows Terminal team. Okay, so we're just going to do that for now as a way of getting this. Now the fog, fog trim and fog corners. Who looks for these? whoops. Fog trim. Fog corners. Like what? Where? Okay, those must be on materials. We could just prefetch them. Oh, are these? Yeah, this is a texture. That is also a texture. And we might as well prefetch these. I just don't know where those names are coming from. Maybe it's in a material. Okay, hold on. I'm tempted to just fucking put a breakpoint on this. Who is asking about fog corners? Let's even do this. Okay, fog corners. Find init game. What? Map. Why are we breaking here? What is going on today? Holy fuck. What is happening? I feel like somebody broke something in the compiler involving breakpoints. Oh, it didn't compile. That's why. Because I typed. That's what. Okay. Okay. Never mind. I didn't look to see that this didn't compile. That explains things. Jeez, man. Who made this stupid compiler? Doesn't even know about fog corners. Okay, did literally nobody ever request this? Maybe because nobody's drawing fog. There we go. Okay, we're loading a shader. We're loading Fog of War corners. That's a shader. Okay. So do shaders have textures on them in some way? Default bindings. Decal type, base type. It's a texture 2D. Okay, so I wonder when I should pour the tea. Red vines and tea. Okay, so shaders can have default bindings that use textures. It's not just materials. Right? Right? Golden monkey tea. Golden monkey tea. Okay. So I need to just go over the shader bindings, right? So we say add resources shader dot bindings. That's a shader bindings mapper. See, this is weird because this is in the parser. I don't like that. Like, why do I only have access to this information in the shader parser? Maybe it gets put in the shader. I mean, I guess we just check default bindings, right? Because that's, so we're initializing these things. Add resource to the mapper. And then default bindings. Where is default? What is that? Let me go read this. Where's this file? Render shader binding model GL. Okay, so default bindings. Okay, that's going to be on mapper. Yes. And so we look through default bindings and say we got to ship every texture that's in there. Okay, and that once again is shader.bindings, right? Okay. So in the manifest file, what after we do the shader stuff, any shader we are using may have a default binding containing a texture. If so, we need that to run, maybe, right? So for shader key in shaders, right? Because that's one of our tables. Yes. So for all the shaders, for mapper, oh no, shader.bindings for mapper.default bindings. Resource info. I'll try to guess from this. If desk.type is .texture, like that. Something like that. Shader.bindings. Oh. Not in shaders. Not in... Oh, wait. Yes, in shaders. Hold on. Is shaders... Fuck, it's a table from string. It's a table from string. All right. All right. Bindings is not a member of shader file. Okay, so we need to get from a shader file to a whatever this was. Add resources. Load shader component. Add the frickin' resources. Okay, this is a shader component. Is a shader component part of a shader file? Let's see. What? Shader file in shader catalog. Oh yeah, we gotta, I didn't have ignore case. Shader catalog. Shader file. Shader variation. Shader component. Okay, so back here, for everything in the shader for variations, shader.variations array, all right, for components, variation.components, component array, that's a component declare identifier variation component. Why did I put component? Yeah, my brain. Component dot bindings. Attempt to dereference pointer to shader. Oh, because that's, yeah, all right. Boom. Boom, baby. Okay. I am going to Cowabunga-oriented programming. Okay, we're going to no check in that. No, we're going to no check in that. That's great. And we're going to run manifest again. Today went by really fast, guys. I got to tell you. Seems like any day if I have even one meeting, the whole day just disappears and I don't know what happened. One meeting will do it. It was a half an hour meeting. All right, so I'm going to go Sokoban, run tree, data, run tree logs. Do the most recent loggy poo. Do we have any yet? No, we're probably not up to the point yet where we do that. Takes a while to get there. Because first we scan over all the meshes in all the levels. Okay. We have literally no cowabungas in here. What's going on? This sucks. Let's go back. Four meetings a day. Yeah, I don't like meetings are weird and magical somehow. I don't get it. I don't get it. What is the music? It is music from the video game. Music from the video game. So where was shader file again? That was in shader catalog. We have shader file, has shader variation. Shader variations has shader components. Shader components has is just shader. Wait, what? Then shader catalog now has shader files in it? Yes, okay. So this was changed. This used to be shader a long time ago. Now it's shader file. I get it. I get it. Okay, shader component. Which is shader is this stuff. And then we're looking at the bindings, which I don't even see here. This is confusing. Are we sure this compiled? Did I goof again? I think it compiled. So the shader variation has component. Let's go back a second. Shader variation has a component array. Well, and a shader array. See this? I don't. A shader file name plus a set of options generate a full prepared ast. I don't know about component array versus shader array here. Because shader component is just shader. I am done. No, I'm not done with my tea. I'm close though. I want another one. Indie Game the movie. I've heard of that. I heard that's a movie starring Michael Douglas. Okay, this is the dependencies of that thing. I don't know shader array versus component array. Let me just go back a second. Let's just rerun this and get to our breakpoint again. So here's Fog Corners. Oh yeah, this is like from fucking down here. So default bindings on something. Right on Mapper. It's like Mappy, the arcade game Mappy. Did the indie game film crew stay with me at all? No. So basically, at the time that they filmed the game or filmed the movie, I mean, they filmed pieces of it over quite a long time, right? I sort of wasn't doing anything that special. Like, I'm only in the movie for 5 minutes, right? I was sort of just like in the relatively drama-free part of developing The Witness. Whereas like Super Meat Boy was like shipping, right? And I think it gave them a lot more to engage with and cover. Also with Fez, there was it was an area of a time of high activity, right? So, yeah, I mean, they just came over to my place a couple times and we filmed during the day. Okay. So this is weird because this happens like at parse time, I guess. And then this mapper goes and gets used later. Anyway, so the question is, where does this shader end up really? Load shader impl. Load shader. It's literally okay. Reload single shader. This is okay. So we've got we're going from the shader back to the shader file. and finding the variation that we're in. But we already have the shader from here. Like this is is this a shader? I don't understand because the shader catalog. Okay, so we call get shader. What is that? So we get the shader file and okay. So we say get shader with the options. We compute the hash. We call get another overload, this one. Okay, so we look for the component or the shader. Okay, so that's some implementation detail that I don't totally know. Okay. So let's just go back here and all right, so we're going to factor this, and then we're going to go here. Right? Dude, I have no idea. Okay, so do one shader. Ugh, I've got to pass. Got to pass the manifest. I feel like that's probably not right. Okay, we're going to do some more Cowabunga-oriented programming. And we'll find out. I can't wait to be out of here. There's somebody who lives upstairs from me who stomps around unnecessarily much. every day for 2 years. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God, Becky, get me away from the land of stomping. Do I have the top floor? No, I had to go with what was available in the building. It's a 6th-floor apartment in a building that's like 16 floors. But I'm just going to hope that I don't have Mr. Stomper and or that the building is better. Dang it. Wait, what? How? Mapper. Okay, hold on. S. Fog volume. Where's bindings? Yeah, this is like one of these things where I'm not that familiar with the data structure. It's a lot of things here. Maybe these could be flags. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Mapper has a member called Mapper, which is confusing me. And that's got bindings. So okay, this is not Mapper. We're going to go to line 200 there. We're going to try that. At least that means we got somewhere where that mattered. I am not in Florida currently this second, but I'm moving next week. Moving next week. Oh, Ting Tangler is here. We're just cranking through the levels. we got through. Now we have to see if we are doing accurate Cowabunga oriented programming. We are. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. Now we wanted fog corners. Okay, we're not getting that still. Fuck. Come on, man. Come on, man. I need Joe Biden to come here and say, come on, man. You know what? I'm just going to ask about this tomorrow. Because I could guess or I could ask someone. I'll ask someone. So for now, we're not quite going to worry about this. That said, oh, wait, is this, do we ever do a sweep? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Because what I forgot is these shaders are not attached to meshes. They just get loaded up for effects. Yeah, we don't. We do it for textures and materials. We don't do it for shaders. All right. We'll rename this to something better in a minute. Not shader fog of war. It's just fog of war corners. Fog of war. Fog of war edges. Okay, what does that mean? We're going to say table set and find in shader catalog name. Load it so that we can do the texture parameter search in the loop below. All right. See what happens. I'm going to make another tea with more caffeine. In just under 16 years, we'll have a real Y2K. Yeah, 2039 or 2038, whatever year it is. I kind of feel like we're hosed on that one because back when we were solving the Y2K problem, it was still like 1996. And like there was a lot of software, but there's way more today. And back then, like software was complicated, but people weren't totally afraid of it and not wanting to ever touch anything. Whereas I feel like now, the way programmers work is they never touch anything that already exists. They always just put more layers on top. And you can't solve the Unix timestamp problem by putting more layers on top. That's not going to work. You just can't do anything that way. Do. Can't protobufs fix it? You know, protobufs can fix anything, I think. It's right there in the name. They are buff. Cowabunga. Fog corners! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's great. Let's make a release build, and we'll also run the packager. Yeah, if we actually had 64-bit timestamps, we would be able to go for a while without worrying about overflow. Unable to copy. The directory's not... Bro. How, like, what's it doing? It, like, hides folders from me. Like, I can't Alt-Tab to the folders. And then it blocks me from being able to do anything. It's like, thanks, guys. Okay. So... see what we get. Are we hiring more people to work on the game? Yeah, but they gotta be good. We need to hire good people to work on the game. Okay. Hey, no red lines except for these. These are fine. These are fine. Okay. Okay, so I can go play video game. Looking for red. Nope. Actually, I should be able to look like errors. Okay. mean, we're not barfing. Okay. Let's try going to a totally different level. That's like else. Oh, okay. Let's not get killed. Those levels don't really have graphics yet. Let's go here. Pretty good. I don't remember what to do here. I have to go. There, and then I think there's a couple ways to do this. I think it doesn't totally matter. I think I can do that. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, we've kind of got a packaged game here, guys. The next step is to like run a full ass sweep on the game. Oh shit. That wasn't the right one. Guys, that wasn't the packaged version of the game. Remember when I said we've got a packaged version of the game? I lied. Okay. Let's actually see here for a second how big it is. 11.1. It's going down. No wonder it was working. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of fucking errors. God damn it. Oh, guys, I didn't copy the manifest over. Okay, there's all sorts of problems here. Sign that I may have to quit video games. We made this manifest. We didn't actually put it here. So we're running off this manifest, which is from an hour and a half ago, which is definitely before our cowabunga-oriented programming took effect. Okay. Now I guess, okay, well now we're running with the new manifest. So let's see how big that is. 11.1 still. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, we've got a little bit. We've got particle bird mesh. But really, we don't have this giant amount of red that we just had with the old manifest. That's good. That's good. Okay, this is a playtest. See that? Okay, great. Yeah, this is actually the playtest mode. Particle bird mesh. Okay, whoops, I meant to go look at the errors again. So wait, particle... That's not... So this must be in... I don't know where the particle bird mesh is coming. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have this GPU particle mesh. Anybody who uses that if mesh table set manifest dot meshes mesh true. Wait, is meshes by string? No. Okay, so I mean we should also do the off-screen pass material. Okay. Great. Particle Bird Mesh. Sounds like a great album. I'm going to pour this tea that's been steeping here for a year. Okay. Well, I think I might as well just rerun the manifest and see if we get particle bird mesh. I suspect we will, but we'll find out. Particle bird mesh, doing the things a particle bird mesh can. What's he like? It's not important. Particle bird mesh. Particle bird mesh, doing the things a particle bird mesh does doing. Then I think we do a Benny test to make sure I didn't break anything. And then we check this in. I've been doing a bunch of packaging related changes. And then we could look at getting rid of those other 30,000 files. Well, not getting rid of the 30,000 files, but putting them in per level scenarios. Okay, now if I load the new manifest, do we have particle bird mesh? Place your bets. Particle bird mesh. Right there, baby. Right there. I hope you bet yes. I hope you bet yes. Benny test implementation stream. I don't even remember that. We did that shit on stream. That must have been fun. That must have been fun. Yeah, WWise did ruin everything. It's true. WWise is like Adam, except different. This is going to be a really good game. There is a fair chunk of work remaining in getting it done, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Can't I run those headless in parallel? I am literally looking at the screen right now to see if I notice anything horrible, because I changed tons of asset loading code in the past 2 days. So like, you can't tell this, but I am using the eyes in my head to look. Stresses you out because of how much game there is. Well, I mean, that kind of became my thing around witness time. I mean, I'm kind of interested in games that have a lot of ideas in them, right? At least late. Maybe I'll pass that phase. But for now, it's really what I'm interested in. Did Witness have a Benny test? No, there wasn't really a way to do it in that game. You know, when a game is like discrete and quantizable like this, it's a lot easier to do an automated test. Will Microsoft buy Tekla next? I hope not. There is probably some price at which I would sell the company, and maybe it would be around $70 billion that they paid for Blizzard. Okay, I didn't see anything horrible. We've got about the expected number of fails. So that's great. Today has been scattered. Like, today started out high energy and good, and then just like my sleep was weird, and I had a meeting, and I had to go get blood taken out of my arm. You know, those kind of things. Look at all these. This much of the link line is W-wise. It's like Jesus, guys. Jesus, guys. I should maybe put all those together. We could try that as an experiment. Nah. Let's not yet. Oops, wrong thing. Sokoban. Yeah, I'm tired today. I might take tomorrow off. I've been like working really hard lately. And it's good. It's good to do that. But you also, I think, gotta follow the waves, right? When you're really feeling it, go for it. And then if you're feeling a little tired, like I am today, you don't have to go for it as hard, right? Okay, a bunch of packaging changes. Boom. That said, I would like to try and do the light map thing tonight. To get rid of those 32,000 files. So, yeah. Get light map name. Load light map data for an entity. Right, because, okay, I remember this. So this happens, you know, in the same way as... you know, so we had this save all paint data. We could do save all light map data and load all light map data. And it's equivalent to what I did for load all paint data and stuff. Right? Yeah. How long did it take the witness to break even? I don't know. Like, definitely pretty quickly, because for a single player game like that, the sales generally happen in the beginning, like the strong sales, right? So, you know, it might have taken a couple weeks or less. I don't know. Yeah, we're pretty loose with schedules around here. People just sort of do what they're doing. Whole story about how much debt we had due to the witness was scary. Yes. I mean, yeah, it's just part of doing business, though. Good tea. Was it personal debt too? I mean, yeah, essentially. Like it was like a large loan from a friend, which uh, I would have paid back in one way or another eventually. Um, well, I don't know. I could imagine super catastrophic consequences where we would just have a conversation about that, but I don't know. It worked out. Okay, so what I want to do here is do the same stuff that I'm doing here. And I'm actually not. You know what? I'm going to do an experiment and not like treat this the same way. I may regret. Okay, because light maps are a lot of data, I am not currently doing the thing where we force save and reload them with every level as I am with the binary entities and paint data. Maybe I should have. We can change it if we end up with robustness problems here. Okay, so if okay. Okay, so now we're going to do save all light map data. And I guess that's going to be part of the manifest process. Okay, hold on. So in the package, we want to say all light map data is a thing that we accept, but light map is not actually. Let's actually let's see what it is. Checksum width height, pixel count, vertex count, etc. Okay, so that's incomplete. Here, I want to factor this again so that it doesn't have to so we're going to go load light map data from memory. Right. Okay. Okay, so we load light map data from memory. And then I load all light map data. Right. Yeah, okay, so we want to do this. So, okay, and then we say get, okay, version is a U32, get version, sorry. We get the version. All light map data version is too high. We got, but the max is whatever. Version, all light map data version. All right, we're just going to return a bool, even if we ignore it. Do I like carrots? You know, like kimchi carrots are really good. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying about that? Kimchi carrots, baby. Hell yeah. Well, dente carrots browned in butter aren't bad. I mean, that sounds okay. But kimchi carrots, do you hear what I'm saying there about the kimchi carrots? So we load all the light map data. Then what do we do at that point? Well, we're not loading all the light map data. We want to say count is a U32, get s count. For count -1, get ID and contains ID whatever, but we could not find a corresponding entity. Manager.universe name ID string ID. Okay, but we're not going to exit because we want to continue reading light maps, I guess. In that case, load light map data from memory. Okay. So that's great. Load light map data from memory on star S. I assume that'll log an error. And then what? We have some overload of load light map data that takes an entity somewhere. Oh, it's back there. Oh, geez. All this stuff. Release entity light map. Okay. If light map data defer data free data speed, please. What are we doing with that? Release entity light map E should not be necessary for bulk loading all light maps, question mark. There we go. Boom. Okay. Okay. Log error. All lightmap data contains for manager whatever contains ID whatever, but that entity has no mesh. Manager universe name ID string ID. All right. So that's going to be our load all lightmap data, I guess. Okay. Save all lightmap data. How do we do that? File name, tprint, whatever, all lightmap data, dir name. I realize the two alls look redundant, but whatever. Success is write entire file, file name builder. Unable to write file whatever, file name, return success. Okay, well now we just got to put the data in the file. Put builder cast U32 all lightmap data version. Okay. Okay, we actually need to load the lightmap datas for all the dudes. We want a lightmap data and an ID. Okay, lightmap datas is a whatever lightmap datas dot allocator is temp for manager dot all entities. File name is get lightmap. File name is get lightmap. Name manager e.entity ID. We'll call that E. Okay. Data is load lightmap data lightmap file name. If no data continue. Info is array add. This is array add lightmap datas info dot lightmap data equals data info dot ID equals e dot entity ID. There we go. So we scan through everything. We get all the dudes. We put the lotion in the basket. Okay, we put that in the builder. We get the file name. Okay, so we want to put in the builder cast U32 lightmap datas dot count for lightmap datas. Put in the builder cast U32 it.id, right? And then save lightmap data to a builder. Right? And then come back and do whatever. So this is going to be Builder is a string builder. Data is a light map data, and we do all this stuff. We do the version. I don't care. We do all these. Okay, and then we come on back here. Okay. So here we save light map data to builder. Builder it's data, right? We should be able to do that. Oh. Whoops. Wait, builder. Put star builder. Wait, what? What line are we at? Line 156. Oh, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. This is a light map data info, by the way. Put, again, it's pointer to string builder, 328. What? All right. All right. Light map data info. It's called light map data. Procedure call did not match any of the possible overloads. Get. Oh, yeah. Same thing, bro. Whoops. Okay. File name. Load all light map data. Universe name is not the unverse name. Deinit light map data free light map data. Maybe I should have kept it data. Okay, not all control paths. Load all light map data. We need to tell people that we succeeded in life. Like these errors, log an error, but still consider that we succeeded, I guess. Okay. Bro. So now we never call this save all light map data or the load all light map data. So I kind of feel like I want to make that another command for now that I can then forget to run and then we don't package correctly. I could always do this like in the packager later, but for now, I just kind of want it to run. I heard good news about a friend's indie game. Which game? It's a secret. It's a secret. This is a business deal. It's just, hey, cool. A game that someone I know is making that they worked on a long time is having a successful outcome. That's all. That is the only news that I have to report. Does it start with a P? What games do I know that even start with a P? Pneumonia Man. It is not Pneumonia Man. Paradroid. It's not Paradroid. Tetris. Pilot Wings. I don't even know what that is. I've heard of that name. Escape from Parkov. Pac-Man. Oh, how could I forget Pac-Man? Pac-Man definitely starts with a P. Pepsi Man. Oh, God. Pepsi Man. All right. Pepsi Man. PUBG. Yes. Okay, now we're coming up with all the P games. Okay. Yes, you have found me out. Indie game PUBG has got a successful business deal. Indie game PUBG. Okay. What am I doing now? I want to call this function. I mean, let's just try calling it for now every time I load a level, just like we were doing the other things. Let's just do that. First, we'll just try. I just don't want to wear people's hard drives out doing this stuff. I'm just going to try save all lightmap data. You know what I could do? I could do this, but have the timestamp check. We'll finish it this way, and then we'll add a frickin' timestamp check. I think that's the Pepsi Man way to go. All right. Let's try this out. Okay, so if I go to Heroes 1.1, there's now an all light map data. It's 5 megs as predicted in prophecy. Actually, no, that's because 5 megs was the compressed. So what this means is we sort of leaked light map datas. that we're not really using probably, or light map. That's good news, I guess. Okay. I dig it. So now the question is, can we load this? What did I just close? I just Alt F4'd some window. Oh, it was the desk. Okay. So, okay, non-catalog asset change. Let's teach Hotloader about that. Okay. No. Now we gotta try loading this. Let's just frickin' do it and see if we don't barf. How many levels are there? Oh, we barfed. Okay, let me do this from the debugger. I think we ran out of data in the string. Sagely. Let me just double check that I saved what I loaded. Wait, where's the version number, U32 count, and then 32-bit ID, and then light map data. For all we know, so this old light map data loading function, we never really asserted that it reads all the data. So like if it leaves leftover data, then that could be interesting. And by interesting, I mean we're going to have to deal with that. But let's see. That may not be the problem. Okay. So wow. Okay. That is definitely not the problem. File data. 8 bytes. Count. 0. Okay. Oh, it's U32. Oh my God. I got bitten by the problem. So a U32 0 minus 1 is still a U32 that underflowed. And then you loop real high. Sag. Dot. I know we talked about this a long time ago. Okay, so we're loading the light map data. We just made the new file format, and it was so simple that it just worked. We're about to remove 30,000 files from our game's distribution. Okay. Let's just put in here, instead of doing load light map data now, load all light map data, we're just going to say save all light map data, force is false. means don't save if it's newer than all the light map files. I mean, it's 5 megs. I mean, I guess that's a lot. I don't know. At some point, 33K chump change. Well, it was. We had 300,000 files. Every error is just under snacking. Well, no, I have made over snacking errors in life, okay? Let's not fool ourselves about that. I am kind of hungry right now. So I think I set up another tea and do some pistachio nuts, and then we'll get this light map data situation. Over snacking is like too much performance, not possible. Oh, it is possible. Believe me. Believe it. You know, snacking is part of a multi-dimensional manifold, right? It's like if your snacking performance goes up, your like high jump and pull up performance goes down probably, you know what I'm saying? It's trade-offs. It's all about engineering trade-offs. Okay. Wait. We can't do this here now. This is not the right place. Okay. We're going to say just in all cases, load lightmap data manager dir name will save all lightmap data if does not exist or is older than any lightmap file attached to any entity. Okay. Nutso. So we're just going to do that in all these cases. Okay. Load lightmap data manager. It's an entity manager. Dir name is a string. If startup variables that require source assets, just load all, and that's it. Load all lightmap data manager dir name return. Okay, otherwise check timestamps. We are running in development mode. Check timestamps of all entity lightmaps. I wonder if I should make an exception for the baker. Okay. File time. How do I get file time? File time. I know I have a way. Mod time in catalog. That's probably not. Mod time. File mod time and size. File mod time. All right. File mod time and size. Okay. Mod time size success is file mod time and size. File name. If exists, okay. If all is newest, load all lightmap data manager dir name and return. That's great. So we're going to start with this being true. And then we're going to say for this thing, check all entities that may have light maps. If one of them has a newer light map file than all mod time, we know we need to rebuild. Okay. So, what do we check? E.mesh. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we skip it if it's got no mesh because there ain't no light map. All right. Get light map name if light map mod time file mod time and size slice light map file name. If light map exists and light map mod time is greater than all mod time, then all is newest is false and break. If all is newest, load light map data and return load individual light map files, then save out all light map data. So this force thing is not a thing. We didn't do it that way. So, right, so load light map. Is that literally how we, that's so weird. Hold on. It's an editor for some reason. Save. I don't really want this to be an editor. Anyway, this used to be for all entities manager. Oh yeah, we just didn't put the E. Let's do that because it's a little less confusing. So we load all the light map data. We could go if.mesh. Save all light map data. Log light map data. Whatever is newer than whatever. Light map file name, right? Down here we can say log whatever does not exist, rebuilding. Okay. Load individual light map files and save out in all light map data. Log incorrect number of arguments. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're getting fancy. This is a little bit more of a daring way to do it. I didn't do this for the paint data because I was like, I don't want timestamp bugs and stuff. But it is what it is, man. All right. I mean, let's see. See it in action. Action Jackson. I don't see any of this. Maybe because it existed. All light map data does not exist. Rebuilding. Okay. Does not exist. If we go back here, it does exist. So we don't get that. We're back on 1.2. We're back on 1.1. 1.2. 1.3. 1.4. Date modified. All light map data, 6 megs. Cool, cool. I mean, scary, but cool, cool. Now, what? Now what? We could bunny test on the whole game and run, but really what I need to do is I need to test baking like a test object, right? I need to like bake this light. How do I bake the light map? All right. I'm going to build the parameterization for that. Bake the light map. Rendering hemicubes. Okay. We did a light map. Now, save. Okay, now, when I go back here and reset, Oh, reset doesn't reload the level anymore. So we go here. Now when we go back, hopefully we see that it's newer. There we go. 1117 is newer than that. Wonderful. I should actually... just confirmation of what the file name is and all that, but that's fine. So now I think we Benny test and repackage the game and shit and see what happened. Like, I didn't expect that to go that smoothly, but all of these have gone pretty smoothly. All right, let's try it. We'll see if something explodes during the Benny test. Which type the string builder has? Is it a struct or just a byte array? It's a struct. I'll show you if you're still there. String builder looks like this. It's got some things. Wasn't there a decal on the floor of the first level of Heroes of Sokoban? What do you mean? Do you mean I messed something up? What do you mean? A decal on the floor. Like a rock. Oh, that happens when you move stuff around. Yeah, see? It's a game where you slide things. And when you slide things, we do the things. It's neato. And then it goes away when you reset the level. reflection buffer around, or a copy of it before you do the reflection stuff, and then you do like this normal bending scenario. So many levels, I know. Imagine us trying to finish this game. And there are this many levels. How does this auto testing work? It's just recorded playthroughs.
Telling the truth can be bad news.
Telling the truth can be bad news. Telling the truth can be telling the truth can be good news.
Telling the truth is a bad idea. Telling the truth
I mean, that
is
seems
a
fine.
difficult problem. Telling the truth is a
Let's go to some
scary.
levels.
Telling the truth is a scary predicament. Telling the truth is a bitter herb. Telling the truth is a dangerous tunnel.
When you get out of that tunnel, you've got
it's
bitter
a black
herbs.
life ahead.
Light map
Forget
data,
herb. I never heard
1K.
of a hit that had the word herb in it.
Telling the truth is a
Are there no
dangerous
light maps?
Dangerous.
There's no
Telling
light
the
maps on
truth
that.
can be
Dangerous what?
Tell-
Danger. Telling the truth can be danger. Telling the truth
10K.
can be dangerous.
business.
Telling the truth can be dangerous business. Why? Why?
There's like
Why?
no light maps.
Telling the truth can be dangerous business. Because if yourself,
Because
you
if
don't
you-
know why.
Huh?
Well, I'm just giving you what the idea is. Telling the truth can be dangerous business. If you don't know yourself, then you don't know why.
Oh, is that brilliant?
Telling the truth can be dangerous business. Honest and popular don't go hand in hand. If you admit that you can play the accordion, no one will hire you in a rock and roll band. But we can't sing our hearts out. And if we're lucky, we'll no neighbors complain.
Dude, we're down to 17,000 copies. Files. I don't know why it's 17,000. I thought this was going to get us down to 10,000. Oh, but this is before we reject files and stuff. Right, it'll be around 10,000 with package. 10,000. Okay. And some of these, what I want to do later this week is do a big push on animations. So maybe we can pack all those together. And our all light map data, these are still loose files. But there we go. That's pretty good. Now let me how big are we now? 10.9 gigs. Before I did any of this manifest stuff, we're at 14.1. So we have reduced 3.2 gigs. In this process, and probably more to come. Okay, so do we, I mean, I guess this is a new executable. Dang it. It may not be, though. Let's just triple frickin', I think it is, though. I think that's a new enough executable that it's supposed to work. What happens when we try to run here? Unable to find file. Oh, in-game particles in mounted packages. Well, wait. So if we don't find the light map data, do we barf there? What happens? Okay, this is in the wrong folder. Let's do the other one. When are they going to make that not say retry, dude? That's so lame. Load all light map data. Load all light map data. S is probably empty. We're just not checking file success here. Okay. And this is for in-game particles, and so it's fine. I thought we did something that, oh, we didn't rerun manifest. Meanwhile, though, let's fix this. Oh, no. Okay. Manifest. This should go faster because it's a release build than the previous ones. Do I do all the art assets? No. No. How's the dancing scene in Florida? I don't know. I have not investigated yet. But I am hoping to next week when I go back. Okay. Very fun. hopefully. Now let's copy that manifest over and re-export. All dot manifest back over here. Replace that puppy. Okay, now. All right. Let's just rebuild this just in case. Probably don't need to. Note how I made it print. Please make sure the manifest is up to date as the first line, and I don't even still do that, so you know nobody will. Boom! Files kept loose. 10170, man. It's good shit. Good shit. Okay. Now what? We run it, that's what. Actually, let's check. Wow, I'm getting kind of tired and groggy again, man. 11.0. It was 10.9 before, so we got some extra data. Oh, let's rebuild this. Just so that load situation. Last lines are read more than first lines, yes, but the last line is printed way too late, right? It's like, oh, I sure hope that you made sure the manifest was up to date, otherwise you probably didn't get a good build. Sorry, bro. Windows 11 ad. Well, we've got some ads of our own we could play, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving people a break on those, but we might have to go back to that at some point. Replace the files. Okay. Boom. Make it a different color. Yeah, it's not that easy. Because you need to know like what, like, I don't know. I guess we can assume that you're running a terminal that will do color always, but it doesn't necessarily go without saying, hey, we're running a packaged build with all the light maps and stuff, right? I wish this didn't come down. Okay. Does this look fucked now, or is it fine? Like, I never know. Like, okay, we know Heroes 1.1 has light maps. This is taking us to the same level. Okay. What's the light map? I think it's like 7, 8, 9. I should print what mode it is. Okay, I feel like I'm not looking at light maps, that's for damn sure. Question is, should I be looking at light maps? might be. I don't remember what these keyboard commands are. That's like specular. Actually, I could have checked for error messages. Hey, look, unable to find all light map data in mounted packages. Wait, why are we looking in packages? Okay, so yeah, definitely it's not working. Okay, so I think I'm calling the wrong function to load that file. I think that's all that it is. I mean, this looks basically the same. How can I tell there are light maps? Bro. Okay, this is 9. This looks light mappy. Right? See, this is very weird because Control 9 looks very different in this. It might just be that that shader isn't loaded. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It looks totally different. Did this look different before I opened the editor? I feel like it... Whoops. I feel like it did. Wait, it actually left me in the mode. Okay, no, I mean, looking at this, there's clearly light maps. Looking at this, I see a bunch of normal maps on Control 9. And definitely not as much ambiance, but we know that because it's not loading. So let's... Wait. I closed the wrong one. Come on. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay. Thing 1 and thing 2. Load all light map data. So when we do this, we say from disk or any package. I'm not sure if that means... Okay, let's do this because it's definitely from disk from now, right? I think this function doesn't allow disk if we're running with packages. I think that's what's going on. So we're going to go, we're just going to say read entire file. like that. And I think that'll fix our problem. Wait, what? Why'd they copy? Don't copy. Control C. Oh, it's the same folder. Scripts. Here we go. Okay. There we go. That's some mood lighting. That's a no errors. That's great. Wait, what the why the fuck is fog not working again? WTF, I thought we fixed that. Did I unfix it? Oh man. Okay. That feels pretty good, though. Like, I think we can check in. I actually want to do another Benny test. With loading all the paint data, right? Because we did one where it, or sorry, loading all the combined, you know what I'm saying, loading all the combined light map data for the level. So here we go again. 40 months. There aren't even that many months. I don't know what you're trying to pull here. Okay. I am happy to report that after some effort, I have the packed build down to a mere 10K files. Let's rerun the packager just so we could tell the people. Oh, dang it. And what we're going to say about this is the animations can likely be packed all in one file, but that would be a bit big. Right now, we are going to cull old unused animations, and I will also change the file format to be smaller and faster to load, hopefully this week. Stuff like textures and meshes also could be packed into packages, but they might also be kind of big right now. Presumably later on we are going to make different packages for different zones of the game and load, unload those based on needs. So So I might just chill out for a bit once we get it down to 7K files and let those stay individual files on disk for a while. We started out with 270,000 files and we're down to 10,000. So that's a 27 times gains. 27 times gains. Gains. Die Hard is 34. Oh my god, dude. Any considerations for big files when it comes to updating the game? So what you try to do, there's two strategies you can do, right? One strategy is, oh, that looked very bad, but I hope that wasn't me fucking that up. You know, one strategy is I should actually have this open so we can see errors go by if they happen. One strategy is, well, if you add stuff to the game, you don't have to put it in existing packages, right? You can just put new packages on the side and the data gets loaded and that's all good, right? And I think that's fine. And then the other thing you do is just try to make your package format very reproducible. So when you run diffs on it, they could be small. And what that, how successful you can be there, I think depends on whatever various platforms you are running on and talking about. Anyway, that's pretty good. We have succeeded today. This fog corners thing is still a problem, Sag, but what am I supposed to do about that? Well, I'll fix it, but I don't want to fix it tonight. I think I'm done tonight. Anyway, that's pretty good. So we just load one file instead of a bunch of them. That's great. Easy Sag. Steam handles complex diffs pretty well. Yes, it does okay. I could definitely name some console platforms that did not do okay. But I will not. I will not name them. Well, everybody, it's been another good day. I mean, we managed to do 3.5 hours of streaming work in addition to my other normal work. But, dude, today went by so fast. I don't even know what happened. I did some stuff this morning. I did this meeting. We answered some good questions. And then, I don't know what happened, man. Doctor's appointment. And then 3 hours of streaming, I guess. Any questions about what we did today with the programming and the things? When is the programming language coming out? Well, it's out for some people. It's out. I don't know what you're talking about. It's out. Out of your hands. Do you check package assets into SVN? No. No, what's going on right now is you run this package script anytime you're going to export a build. And then we go from there. Any idea what the fog thing was? No. I thought we had fixed it because we hadn't been adding those shaders to the manifest, and then we did, but I definitely copied the manifest after that. Like if I go to here, 9:23 p.m. 9:23 p.m. So that's good. And if I go here and we say fog core, it's not in there. Bro. Okay, we must be okay, here's what I think is happening. I do have a thing where I iterate, and any shaders that have been loaded, I put in just to cover missing things, right? And that's actually maybe a bad policy because it leads to irreproducible problems. One of which, for example, is I think if I make the build after loading the overworld or any level that has fog on it, it's loaded the fog shaders, and that mechanism adds them. Right? One thing I could do instead of that is use it as a sanity check. I could say, bro, somehow we've loaded these shaders, but you didn't put them in the manifest, so we know there's something wrong. You know what I mean? That could be better. Is or will there be a formal language specification? There is not. Will there be? I doubt I will ever make one. Are the executables reproducible, deterministic? Reproducible builds are a worthwhile thing. We don't try that hard to make them right now, although it's probably easier for us to do it than like LLVM or somebody. Has the package format improved loading speed? Well, undoubtedly. The question is by how much? I don't exactly know. I wasn't measuring. Probably by a lot. The main goal actually has been, not to spam people's hard drives with all these files, which is kind of bad for it, and to make install much cleaner. Because installs that put 300,000 files, and dude, the game is not even done. Like, we've done art for 15% of the levels, so we're talking 2 million files by the time we're done. It's like, you don't want to do that to people. Don't want to do that to people. Are there plans to support modding? We might do it eventually, but not. We just have too much to do initially. We can't do it. We just got to get the game out to the people. Where can you try the compiler? What you do is you get $200 trillion cash. You put it in an envelope. You go to the nearest flagpole and you tie the envelope to the rope and you raise it up to the top of the flagpole. And then you shoot fireworks at the envelope until you hit it and manage to burn the envelope. This won't work on a rainy day. And then you take it back down and go buy yourself a yacht, because what are you doing with that much money anyway? And then you sail on the yacht. And then after enough sailing and relaxing in the Caribbean, you'll go on the internet and find out that we released the compiler. That's how. Or you could also send me $200 trillion, and I probably would give you a copy of the compiler for that amount of money. I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody gave me $200 trillion, I could think of some things to do with that money. You know what I mean? Like that's enough money to get out of bed in the morning. It's also enough money to stay in bed in the morning. That is a good point. That is a very good point. It's almost like if you had $200 trillion, you could decide whether you wanted to get up that day or not, right? Like that definitely. Would I beat Josh Sawyer in 1v1? I don't know who Josh Sawyer is. Is he like Sawyer from Lost? Because I could probably beat Sawyer from Lost in 1v1. Video game designer, Fallout and stuff. Okay. Challenge him to 1v1 what? What kind of competition are we talking about? Are we talking about like 1v1 Escape from Tarkov? Are we talking about like 1v1 in an octagon? Are we talking about like 1v1 at chess? 1v1 in TC tugging, dude. Okay, 1v1 Dota center lane, I would probably lose. One v one at making package formats, I might do pretty good at that. One v one sloppiest steak. Oh. Night Factory, no nods. Okay. You're just looking for pure entertainment value with that one. Do I get to bring the shotgun with the flashbang rounds? Because that's what makes it really good. I'll just bring a bunch of Zaryas in the shotgun with the flashbang rounds, and I'll blind him and then kick him in the nuts. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off. It's been good. Have a good evening or whatever time it is where you are. And I'll see you later.